Point of view. We had already done, it's kind of Stargate's version of a mirror universe episode. But in this case, we have an actual mirror called a quantum mirror. So we've done some alternate dimension, alternate reality stories before. This thing was brought back for the quantum mirror for this episode in Point of View. What can you tell me about this original idea? In this case, we're not going to another place. Someone else is coming to us, and that's kind of an interesting twist.
Yeah. What I can tell you about that, again, this very brief memory, is that we had a hole. We had a big gaping hole because of some script either died from a freelancer or whatever. Maybe the MGM didn't like it. Whatever it was something that had to be completely rewritten, and we just decided, okay, we've got to come up with something from scratch and write something in like 48 hours.
Wow.
And so everybody was like brought in to just hammer out the plot of it. And so that's why I got story credit, was because I was part of that brainstorming session. But the whole staff was there trying to work it out. And I can't remember what my contribution was, honestly.
Okay.
But it was very generous for them to say, okay, story by, and they put all the current writers in there. And then Brad and Robert, or no, Brad and
Jonathan.
Brad and Jonathan just.
And Robert.
Did Robert get
yeah, he did. Jonathan, Brad, and Robert. I just went and checked. Yep.
Yeah.
So, wow.
So they just hammered it out. And they took, different acts and melded it all together, and then the magic happened. So
the amount of labor that goes into creating just one story in some cases. I've had Joseph Malazzi on where they were like, we would have sessions and sessions trying to crack this, one idea, and we're not getting it. And then all of a sudden, boom, something happens where it's like, now we've got it. And you're just spinning and spinning and spinning. Yeah. And in some cases, rather traumatizing, trying to find an in that's going to make an idea work. And until you get it, you're just kind of in free fall, waiting for the right grasp of a ledge to come out so that you can cling to this story and start pulling yourself up. It's a lot of work. Well,
it's even more pressure when you actually have to start something the following week for everybody. I mean, in other words, like the staff. So that's why I believe we made it mostly a bottle episode, meaning that it was going to be mainly on the Stargate sets. And because, again, okay, well, now we don't have to worry about locations, and we can just do it, right here. And, that I just remember it was a really high pressure situation for us to come up with this script story, because nobody starts without the script.
That's
and
right.
We didn't have, we had zero, and it had to start production in like 2 weeks or something like that.
Wow.
So, yeah.
Under what circumstances? I guess just, things fall out with another idea. It just doesn't work anymore. They have to throw it in the bin.
We may have been, I don't remember the exact circumstance. Yeah. All I remember is that suddenly there was a hole. Like the script that we thought was going to be there could not be there anymore, and we just had to start from scratch. Or does somebody have anything that's ready to go? And then, and nobody did. So
yeah,
we all got together.
I think that it's so extraordinary how so many of these episodes that are done for legitimate cost-saving purposes become such remembered shows. Like, okay, we've got this story that's got to happen in the next couple of weeks here. We can't go off site for this. We have to shoot it in the studio. And Point of View is just one of those that's remembered as one of the higher caliber, in my opinion, in any fan's estimation. And to hear that, yeah, we were kind of flying by the seat of our pants for this one for a little bit until we dialed it in. It was a last minute addition.
Yeah.
You wouldn't expect that, but yeah, that's what production works.
I mean, but look at the elements of it. I mean, Sam and Rick,
Kowalski and
Rick, but
yeah,
we're married in the alternate universe. I mean, so that's definitely going to be something that everybody's been, wanting and
That's
everything
true.
else, and so you have that drama to it. So it was a perfect way to create that soap opera tension of it, and especially with him being dead in the alternate universe. There's going to be the tension of, well, in our universe, that so I'm, as both a writer and a fan, I'm glad that they never truly consummated, that, and they teased it all the way for as long as they could.
There's an Air Force component to it because she's under his command. But also as an audience member, there's like a certain desire for payoff at some point, because I would think, as a writer, it would be, okay, how long can we really sustain this without just making the audience bored silly? Well, nothing's going to happen. Yeah. As long as she's under his command, they can't,
Yeah.
So,
I mean, again, it's just one of those things where they pulled it off in an artistic, satisfying way enough. I mean, you got to have that frustration, and at the same time, yeah, people can't roll their eyes at it either. And so I mean, again, great acting as usual. And yeah, the situation of them not, breaking the regulations, it holds true, especially for Sam. But I think that there was also that idea of we want the Sam character, not we, but I think MGM and again Brad and Jonathan didn't want her to just turn into the love interest. They wanted her to always just be a team member, and so if you had that dynamic that was permanent, and even if they got divorced or whatever,
oh gosh, yeah,
it just would turn into another show.
Right. Yeah, whatever was good for Jack should be good for Sam. Sam shouldn't be just one note. That's not why she's there. She's there for a host of reasons, none the least of which is exposition and skill. So,
no, absolutely, for all those reasons. But I think that was a really strong choice on their part, is because I think the conventional way would have been, that eventually they get together, and maybe they do it in an alternate universe, but not permanently.
Thanks for watching this clip from Dial the Gate. You can find the full live stream shows on our YouTube channel or visit dialthegate.com for the complete schedule. See you on the other side.